Hi, my name's Anthony Kingston, author of Holistic Microneedling, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about how derma rollers can be used to assist hypopigmentation and in particular vitiligo. So hypopigmentation as opposed to hyperpigmentation. Hypopigmentation is where you actually get a fading in colour to a lighter colour in the area, as opposed to hyperpigmentation where the skin actually appears darker. So common examples of hypopigmentation, a very simple one is scar tissue. Scar tissue doesn't usually have healthy melanocytes, the particular cells that cause pigmentation, pigment in the area, and therefore scars usually appear lighter in colour than the surrounding tissues. Now, the other common example, of course, of hypopigmentation is vitiligo. Now, this tends to be more common in darker skin types, and what that usually looks like is it's smooth white patches. So it's not raised or rough, it's just smooth and they're completely discoloured, basically white in colour. Okay, so that's a common example of vitiligo. So the next thing we need to talk about then is how can derma rollers be used to actually assist this hypopigmentation. Now, the reason derma rollers can be used to assist this is they can actually regulate the signalling between the melanocytes and the keratinocytes, which are two cells which are located very close to the surface level of the skin. Now, the melanocytes produce a substance called melanin, and the more melanin they produce, to put it simply, the darker your skin usually is. So incorrect functioning of these melanocyte cells is usually what causes this loss of pigmentation in the skin. So by regulating the melanocyte signaling and their production of pigmentation in the area, you can actually regulate and start to reduce conditions of hypopigmentation. Now, I've gone over the science involved with these particular cell types relatively briefly because we're only doing a short video here. If you really want to learn it in much more detail, please go and have a look at our website, purchase the book Holistic Microneedling, and that'll give you much more detail into the science and also all the scientific studies and the background on this. But for now, I think that simple understanding is enough for us to go forward. Now, when you're actually looking to use a derma roller to treat hypopigmentation, a couple of points to remember. Now, hypopigmentation, the loss of pigmentation in the skin or loss of colour, the whitening or lightening of the skin, actually tends to respond much more quickly to derma roller and skin needling treatments than hyperpigmentation. So usually if we see a case like that in clinic, we're going to feel much more confident that we're going to be able to get good results in these cases. Because the actual melanocytes which control pigmentation are actually located in the epidermis, which is actually only a very, very thin layer of skin on the very thin layer of cells on the very surface layer of the skin. You don't need particularly long needles to assist hypopigmentation. Usually a 0.5 millimeter or a 0.75 millimeter are all we'd actually use in this case. We'd never use a 1.5 millimeter or 2 millimeter or something that you really only need in order to pass through thick scar tissue. Unless you actually have scar tissue in the area, if you're just dealing with vitiligo and so forth, just stick to the shorter needles in these cases. Now also the other thing to look at is while you're actually performing the treatments and so forth, do avoid sun exposure in these cases until you've actually completed the treatments. Once you've done the treatments, usually we'd say do one treatment every 2 weeks over a period of 3 months. Once you've actually completed a course of treatments, then we'd start to look to introduce a limited amount of sun exposure just to start to normalise the skin colours and basically bring them back up to the same darker tone as the surrounding skin colours in the area. But usually avoid it during treatment and then have more sun exposure afterwards, but obviously build up very gradually because the skin will be very white when you first start exposing it in the area. Okay. Now that's it for me. If anyone's interested in learning more about this video, you can go to our website and you'll find the full transcript of the video. And we're also doing a series of videos instructing people how to use derma rollers for conditions such as hyperpigmentation. So if you're interested in learning more about this, please go to our website and subscribe to our e-newsletter. And you can also purchase a range of products, including derma rollers, both for in-clinic use and also for at-home use. So if you're looking for high quality products, go to the website and have a look there.